Hi, today I'm going to be showing you how to make some comic book magnets just using some old comic books, some glass gems, and some magnets, of course. So let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so first thing you're going to need for supplies is you're going to need some of these glass gems. They're also called cabochons. These are made out of glass and they have a flat side and a rounded side there. So you'll want to get some of those. You can get them at most craft stores. You're of course going to need some old comic books. So this one's an old withdrawn library book that had lived its good life. And then you're going to want to pick some pages out that look interesting to you. You're going to need some kind of writing stick to trace around. You're going to need some scissors, glue. I recommend using Mod Podge for this craft. It is going to dry clear. It's very strong, so it's going to be very effective for what you need it for. Most standard kinds of Mod Podge will do. And then of course you're going to need some magnets. So, all right, so let's go ahead and get started here. So first thing I'm going to do is, after I've picked some pages I want, the next thing you have to do is you're going to take one of your cabochons here and you're going to try and see if you can find an image with your gem that looks how you want it to. One thing to keep in mind is that the glass is going to actually magnify whatever you want to do. So if you have a smaller piece like I do, it's going to be trickier to find something that fits in there. So in this case, I think I'm going to do this one right here. It's a little just image of the Thing, also known as Ben from Fantastic Four. So I've lined my gem up on top of his face and I'm going to go ahead and trace around my glass piece with my pen here. All right, so now when I lift it away, I have a nice little circle there showing what I want to cut out. So I'm going to take my scissors. I'm going to cut out that circle I just drew. So as you can see, when I put my glass on there, it lines up pretty well. It's not perfect, but that's okay. We can go back and trim some more later. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get my glue here. I just have this little container. And then I'm going to put a layer of the glue on the flat side of the glass. It doesn't need to be a very thick layer. The reason I recommend Mod Podge for this is because it's going to dry clear so that you're going to see the image eventually. So now that we've got our glue on, we're going to take it and we're going to press it onto the image that we want. And then go ahead and making sure to press it fairly flat. We don't want to have any bubbles or anything left behind. Okay, so as you've noticed, I said this is going to dry clear. It's not clear yet. It's going to be all milky looking like this. So we're going to have to leave it to dry for a while. Fortunately, I made one of these earlier, and as you can see, it looked just like that one before where we had that milkiness, but because the Mod Podge has dried clear, we don't have to worry about it, and it's nice and glued on there now. Now that I have that settled, once again using my Mod Podge, we're just going to go ahead and put a layer on the back of the paper here. This is for two purposes. One, it kind of seals in that back side of the paper so it's not going to scratch off or get damaged or anything. But the other thing is that we're going to put a thicker layer than we did on the glass before, because this is how we're going to glue our magnet on. And I actually find that Mod Podge works better for this than traditional hot glue, because hot glue just kind of pops off, but the Mod Podge really fuses to the magnet and the paper. And there we go. So once that completely dries, you can go ahead and put it on your fridge or whatever surface you want to do that. But here's some of our completed ones. We've got the Flash, we've got Cyborg. As you can see, the magnets definitely want to stick together. And then of course, just a good old comic word like Path. So after that dries, you can put it on your fridge and keep on enjoying all your favorite comics. So thank you so much for joining us today, and have fun making your magnets.